Welcome to Stepping Stones on Pyrolysis. This is a process where we essentially cook organic materials and we end up with oil and usable elements which can be immediately used in industry and for practical widespread use. Earlier in 2018, Caroline Stevens brought to Stepping Stones an inventor from the north of England called Alan Darby. Alan was also able to show that his pyrolysis reactor was able to produce carbon and, more importantly, usable fuel oils which could be further refined. His machine is in early development and it's something he built in the back garden.
In 2003 I started work on the idea of turning waste plastic and rubber into usable fuel oil which can be used in gas turbines to create electricity.
It's also a classic case of a British inventor starved of funds who is still to be able to bring his machine to the manufacturing process. This video is about that very process, and in Thailand we go to SEPCO, who are going to tell us all about it.
So here you see really the reality of something like a landfill. This is how ground zero really looks like. Just the horrible waste of plastic. Just imagine this like maybe 1 million times bigger on the landfill. So this is what's coming into the plant. Then it gets cleaned up, gets cut up into fine pieces so that it can be fed into the reactor. And then going through the process, this is the first generation reactor which has been operational for over 15 years. Still producing oil today. This is the product. Turning all that plastic, horrible waste into something that can be used. Diesel, oil, can be further refined into kerosene, petroleum, whatever. So, just to give you an idea of what's happening.
Well, thanks for having me. Our company, SEPCO Industries Company Limited, here in Thailand, is a company which is focusing on building waste plastic to fuel production units based on our own technology and our product called polypetron. Our machinery that we are manufacturing and operating can process up to 20,000 kilos of plastic waste per day, and we are able to convert that into an average of 15,000 liters of environmentally friendlier fuel per day. And my partners, who are the original developers of this technology, have been working on this now for over 18 years. Their background is that they are from Thailand. They are researchers and academics, and they have been working for many years in different industries involving production and setting up plants and chemical technologies and so on. Now, roughly about 18 years ago, they started to develop the concept of using the pyrolysis process in the treatment of waste plastics. Pyrolysis refers to two Greek language words, meaning pyro, meaning heat, and lysis, meaning separation. So pyrolysis is the concept that we are using. So these gentlemen, they started applying this technology, this method into the treatment of plastic waste, and have been able to build over the last years 5 generations of the polypetron machine, which we have operational here in Thailand. And we believe that our technology, as of today, is the most cutting-edge technology in the world. And we are now in a mission of expanding this technology and these machines all across Asia and other parts of the world. That would be the short summarized introduction. Thank you. let me explain a little bit more about the technology and what the concept really is, just so that the viewers are aware of what we are really doing and what we're aiming for. So, as I mentioned before, we have a fully operational machinery with years of track record in industrial production, and we are able to process 20,000 kilos of plastic waste per day into an average of 15,000 liters of fuel. Now, we're able to use any type of plastic except for the PVC. Typically in the world right now, the global production of plastic this year alone exceeds in weight more than the entire combined weight of every human being on the planet. We're talking easily more than 300 million tons of new plastics being created this year. Unfortunately, only a very, very small percentage of this plastic is currently being recycled. And most of it is being considered waste, which is stored in the landfills and even in the oceans. What many people don't realize is that, for example, the last 20, 25 years, most of the plastic waste which has been collected from the European Union countries has actually been sent over to China. And Chinese companies that have been importing this waste have been using different methods to try to use it, such as, for example, burning it and trying to recycle and maybe come up with new renewable ways of treating the plastic or creating new plastics out of it. But unfortunately, these methods and businesses and operations have not been successful. And we know for certain that great amounts of plastic waste have been simply even dumped into the oceans from China. And the amounts of plastic that at this moment ends up into our oceans is just staggering. So what we are looking at the moment is we're looking at a global increase of about 40% in plastic production in the next approximately 10 years. So this plastic problem that we're seeing everywhere in the world is not disappearing, it's not going away. It's just going to get worse. What we're seeing right now is just the entrance. It's just the overture. Maybe that's the right term for this problem. And it touches everyone and everywhere in the world. Now, in 2017, the Chinese government decided that they are no longer accepting plastic waste imports to the country starting from January 1st, 2018, just around 1 year ago. And since then, the European Union governments have needed to really woken up for this problem and come up with ways to start to treat this plastic problem, because they no longer can send it out to China as they have been doing for decades. And I actually been meeting up with the people from the parliament and from the ministries of the environment in several countries now over the last few months. And what they have done is they have created a new legislation where they are taking in a roadmap for treating this plastic waste problem. And one of these solutions that they've decided to put into action is that some of this plastic waste needs to be turned into an environmentally friendly fuel. This is the reason why you are seeing now some of the biggest oil companies in the world getting on this bandwagon and are now already made announcements publicly that they are looking to start using plastic waste as their raw material, and they are going to start to manufacture oil and other fuels from this plastic waste. Their problem lies in one quite simple area, and that is that they don't have the technology. How I know this is because that has been told to me directly, both from the environmental ministries and from the oil companies themselves. We have been, from our part, having meetings now with several oil companies in Europe, and we are still continuing these talks, and we have now made an arrangement, and we are entering into a strategic partnership with a major scale international oil company from Northern Europe, which will become our main partner in the Scandinavian operations. But we are looking for partnerships in other parts of the world as well. So this is something that the oil companies are also very much welcome. So the European Union has decided that by 2030, a total of 10% of all the fuel that is used in the European Union area must come from these waste-based sources. And they've created a new category for this pyrolysis oil, which is the same oil which we are manufacturing, which is called the advanced biofuel. And when you do your research, you will be able to find more information about under this specific category. Now, what we are doing here right now in Thailand is we are building a network of 50 production units to cover the needs for the local market here. And aside from that, we are now dealing with a total of 23 countries as of today in terms of partnerships and cooperations to bring this technology and these machines to every part of the world. Our target is to build a total network of 1,000 production units across the globe, and we are very open for partnerships and cooperations with everyone. We welcome governments, we welcome organizations, welcome oil companies and environmental agencies. We're open for any partnership where we can create a win-win situation, and most importantly, a situation where we can fight against this plastic pollution problem, and we can turn that into a more environmentally friendlier fuel than the regular fuel that you would buy from your normal gas station. So I hope this explains a little bit more about the big picture. So one of our units can process 20,000 kilos per day. And as mentioned before, we can use any type of plastic except for the PVC. Our most desirable material would be polyethylene, PE plastic, which is basically your typical plastic bags, your wrapping materials, so on and so on. This is the most popular type of plastic in the world, which covers about 36% of the global production. So there's plenty of it available. We can process also the plastic bottles, which is called the PET plastic. We can cover car tires. We can process, as I said, basically any other type of plastic except for the PVC. And this plastic we can turn into oil. Now, if the plastic is very clean, let's say that it's not dirty in terms of having a lot of sand or dirt on it coming from a landfill, for example. But if it's rather clean, we can actually process that plastic bag, for example, and we can get out plastic up to we can get out oil up to about 90% of the original weight of the plastic bag. Well, here in Thailand, we are currently building our first batch of 50 units, but only to cover the amount of plastic bags that are used in this country per year, we would need approximately 150 production units in Thailand alone. Now, in Thailand, the plastic problem is more severe than it is, for example, in the European Union countries. Here in Thailand, the 70 million Thai people are using an average of 200 billion plastic bags per year. That's a big amount of plastic. And unfortunately today, the plastic industry operates under a standard where it is financially cheaper to produce new plastics than to recycle the old ones. And that's really the problem, the key problem for this situation, because of the fact that the companies will be prioritizing new production instead of recycling the old. So in Thailand, only for managing the plastic bags that are consumed per year, we would need about 150 production units. In Europe, in European Union countries, an average citizen today is producing about 30 kilos of plastic waste per year. In Ireland, that number is almost double. It's actually more than 60 kilos per year per citizen, which is being produced in plastic waste. So my partner, his name is Dr. Metta Vissesombat. He is the main architect for this technology in our company. He, together with his partners, who involve two more doctors and one professor, they started researching this technology, as I mentioned, more than 18 years ago. Dr. Mehta, he actually has his doctorate degree from UK, and for many years he was working for the Pepsi Corporation and helping them to set up production units in several countries in Africa. He was also very passionate about waste management and very passionate about renewable energy and specifically creating fuels out of waste. He and his partners, they have done a lot of studies, a lot of production also in the agricultural waste production, where they currently also process agricultural waste and bio waste into, for example, bioethanol, and they are able to produce machines for this sector as well. So we can basically manage all types of waste, from your household waste to agricultural waste to plastic waste and so on. And we, myself and some of our other partners, we came to form this collaboration approximately 1 year ago, when we learned about this great research that Dr. Mehta and his partners have done over the years. And we together formed a collaboration where we are now commercializing this great technology and expanding these machines around the world. Now, you mentioned about the collaboration with the universities. Dr. Mehta and his partners have been working very closely and in a cooperation, same as our company, together with Thailand's oldest university called the Chulalongkorn University. So the Thai government and the Chulalongkorn University have been a very key player and supporter in this technology already for many, many years, and we are very grateful for the university. Now, obviously, we all know that this problem is something that touches everybody, and every single person you talk to, you present the idea that we can take plastic waste, which as of right now doesn't have any viable solution for its treatment, instead of making a hole on the ground and dumping it there for the next 400 years, or maybe burning it and releasing all these toxics to the environment. Those are the two solutions that we've seen be used all over the world until now. We are really there to provide the solution. We are there to provide a solution which is 100% environmentally friendly and can produce a commodity which is used all over the world. Now, this pyrolysis oil, and this is what I want to highlight, can be used as it is, straight out of the machine, as your heavy diesel. So the oil that comes out from the machine is considered as heavy diesel, which you can use in any type of bigger diesel engine, including trucks, buses, agricultural machines, trains, boats, generators, and so on. But we can take then this oil and we can put it into our refinery unit, where we can refine it to become your European standard diesel, your US standard diesel, your gasoline, petrol, or even kerosene for the airplane. So whatever type of fuel is needed on the market, we can produce that. And the carbon footprint in the whole production is lower than it would be in your regular fuel bought from the gas station. And we also have an almost significant amount of sulfur in our fuel. For the ones who are educated in this area will find this very interesting, simply for the fact that our sulfur content is almost insignificant. It's very, very low. And this makes our fuel a premium product on the international fuel markets. Very important. Now, what we are doing at the moment is we are looking for like-minded people and like-minded organizations to partner with and to help our planet to solve this plastic waste problem. We welcome everybody into this mission, and we welcome institutional investors to finance and co-finance these plants all over the world. We welcome local operators who would like to operate one of these plants in their specific country or city, in their region. And we welcome every single human being around the world to join us and be part of building and financing the building of these production units around the world. Now, we have created a tremendously important collaboration with a company called Cloud Horizon. Cloud Horizon is a network marketing and direct sales company which is offering online products and services all over the world. Now, Cloud Horizon has committed on financing a total of 50 production units around the world in different strategic locations. Some of these will be here in Thailand and some of them will be in European countries. This will be a very, very, very interesting and important project that we've got involved now together with Cloud Horizon. And what Cloud Horizon is doing, it is investing 100% of its business profits towards financing these production units. And by becoming a client, becoming a member or a user of Cloud Horizon, buying any of their products and services, Cloud Horizon is giving out these free promotional tokens in the form of cryptocurrency, which you as a client are able to own and to later on use to purchase the fuel that is being produced from these production units. So these tokens are utility tokens, which are the official trading currency for these production units, which are done in a collaboration with Cloud Horizon. And we believe that there will be a great demand for these coins, for this cryptocurrency. And by that demand, we also see and forecast a very strong growth in the value of these coins in the future. So please learn more about Cloud Horizon Limited from their website or from people around you who are involved with Cloud Horizon or involved with our company, SEPCO Industries, and find out more about how you and your friends can be involved in this mission to fight the plastic pollution around the world, and at the same time as we're helping the environment, change lives financially by creating financial independence for the people that are involved, and through this opportunity owning this cryptocurrency as well. First of all, I want to highlight something. So we're not selling cryptocurrency. Neither our company, SEPCO Industries, or Cloud Horizon as a company is not selling cryptocurrency. As I mentioned before, Cloud Horizon sells products and services, and they are investing 100% of their net profit into financing of these production units. So Cloud Horizon as a company is investing, but in return for its clients, for buying its products and services, it is handing out them for free these free promotional tokens called Orientum Plus. And Orientum Plus is a cryptocurrency, a utility coin, which is the official trading currency for the sales of the fuel, the oil that is produced by these machines. And the way that it will work in a very simple way is once these 50 production units are operational, starting from the first of them, and each one of those 50 are producing an average of 15,000 liters of fuel per day. When that fuel is being sold, the only currency that is being accepted in exchange for the fuel will be the Orientum Plus cryptocurrency. The buyer who will be there to buy 1 liter or 1,000 liters of this fuel will need to acquire this Orientum Plus cryptocurrency from the open market. If the buyer has them already, he can immediately transfer that currency. If he doesn't have it, he can either enter the market, any of the open exchanges where this Orientum Plus will be exchanged, and can buy this currency from the market in exchange for his local currency. Or he can simply use our partner company, which is an exchange, where by simply depositing your pounds or your euros or your Thai baht, for example, or your dollars into an account, you can acquire these coins very conveniently. And then the trading company will do the trade and deposit the Orientum pluses for the producer, SEPCO Industries, and the buyer will get it. So from the buyer's perspective, you don't need to worry about the cryptocurrency. You don't need to have any of those coins in advance. You can simply pay in your local currency and you'll get the oil, and the trading company will do the trade on the market. But now, if you have purchased any of the products and services from Cloud Horizon, you have been given for free these coins. And you are then able to sell these coins on the market for anyone who is in the need of them. And when the amount of production units is increasing, and we're going from 50 units to 100 units, 150 units, and so on, there will be a more and more and more demand created internationally for this Orientum Plus cryptocurrency as a trading currency for the oil. At the same time, when SEPCO will be receiving these coins back from the market, it is actually limiting the available amount of coins in circulation. And there is only 40 billion of these coins ever created. There will never be even one more. So the amount of the coins is standard. It is not going to change, but the production of oil will be increasing. So at the same time, when the production of oil increases, the demand for the coin increases, and at the same time, the available supply of these coins on the market, this currency on the market, will decrease. So this is how we believe that we can at the same time create significant value for this cryptocurrency, which is based on actual product, which is our premium environmentally friendly fuel.